Hey guys, Paga Rules here, and since I did my little 2010 rebrand, it's been a little bit of a while since Cartoon Network's rebrand, so I kind of wanted to express a few more things that I think about the rebrand now that it's kind of sunk in a little bit more. One of the good things that I'd like to say about it is that there's a new Scooby-Doo series. Now, the fact that they're rehashing Scooby-Doo again says something about how original, or unoriginal, I should say, they are, but it's a good series. You know, it's nice that they're thinking, hey, you know what? Scooby-Doo is a staple of cartoons. Scooby-Doo is a staple of our network. Why not make a new Scooby-Doo series? Sure, I mean, there was always the What's New Scooby-Doo and stuff, but this seems like a genuinely new twist on it, and that it has more of a continuity, flowing story arcs, not just a monster of the week type thing. Shaggy and Velma are in a relationship, but they're trying to keep it from Scooby because Shaggy doesn't want Scooby to get jealous. Cool stuff like that, and Fred's trap fetish, which is borderline disturbing, but funny, so hey. It's a good series, you know what? I'm gonna give it that, and I'm glad Cartoon Network's, they're doing something right there. For those of you who say I do nothing but hate on the network, I mostly do that for rants because I rant. You like to see me rant and angry. So, about the stuff I hate. So, just because I say I hate a lot of stuff doesn't mean that I hate everything about the network. So there's one thing that I do incredibly enjoy about it. I've seen a few, at least one or two episodes of that show, and, it's very good. So, what else do I have? Oh yes, here's one thing that bugged me, and this was even before the 2010 rebrand. Um, the widescreen for Cartoon Network is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'm not talking about cartoons made in HD and their horrible live-action programming that's shot in HD. I'm talking about older cartoons like Billy and Mandy, let's just say. It seems to be the same way on TV, but I noticed it more on Cartoon Network Video when I was trying to watch older shows. They've stretched cartoons that aren't supposed to be the 16:9. They aren't supposed to be widescreen. They're regular standard screen, but they've stretched them into making them widescreen to fool people into thinking they're widescreen. They're not widescreen. Not only are they not widescreen, but they're not even cropped or just elongated. What I mean is, it seems like the edges have been stretched and pulled and wrapped around to make them widescreen. And what's worse is they're doing this online. Like, I can understand, okay, if they want to try to fit it for TVs for their little Cartoon Network HD, that's fine. But the fact that they're doing it on their regular network, and the fact that they're doing it on their website, on their website's video player, it's in widescreen. And that's ridiculous. Because it looks stupid. Watch a cartoon pan from right to left in this, and you'll see the edges of the screen seem to be almost like they're warped. It looks incredibly stupid, like you're watching it through a fisheye lens. I don't understand why they would do that for something, especially the website. I mean, that kind of baffles me. Not to mention the fact that Cartoon Network is trying to fool you into thinking that you're seeing something in HD. Widescreen does not mean HD. Widescreen means that it's a different aspect ratio, and it's widescreen. It doesn't necessarily mean it's HD. Now, almost everything that's shot in widescreen is HD nowadays, but cartoons are different. They can't really... It's harder to be high definition in cartoons. There are some that are, and newer shows like, I want to say Adventure Time, have this kind of widescreen format, and in kind of HD-ish. And that's okay for newer cartoons. But if it's an older cartoon, it should not be stretched to these proportions, and it should not be claimed to be HD. Another thing that bothers me about the network now, and this has been going on for a little while, is Johnny Test. Now, I watched the show a few years ago, originally when it started airing on Kids WB. For those of you who don't know, Kids WB was this brilliant television network that was, it was around later 90s, all 2000s. I believe it ended in 2008, 2007, somewhere around there, when it was bought out by 4Kids, and they made it the CW 4Kids or something like that. Anyway, it's absolute garbage now. But the point being, it used to be on Kids WB. A lot of Kids WB shows went to Cartoon Network after they'd finished their run, or if they wanted to try to get a new run, or whatever. Like Pokemon, which originated on Kids WB and is now on Cartoon Network. Anyway, so now they have Johnny Test. Johnny Test is, it's not It wasn't bad when I watched it. The original episodes, the animation was a bit cheap at times. I heard they switched to Flash because of budget. Whatever. It was a decent show. It was funnier at the beginning, but I hear they're making new episodes for it. But they seem to show this show a lot on the network, which kind of bothers me because it hogs a lot of screen time. And again, it's I believe it's a Canadian show. It might not be Canadian, but I know it's not produced in-house Cartoon Network. So, which leads me to thinking that again that Cartoon Network's not really doing much for themselves and stealing from Canada. Oh, and one more thing I want to say about Johnny Test. Can people stop calling it a Johnny Bravo spoof or Johnny Bravo ripoff? Please, it's not ripping off Johnny Bravo. His name is Johnny. Yes. He is nothing like Johnny Bravo, though. I mean, seriously, that is the worst case of did not do their research ever. His name is Johnny. Yes. He's a cartoon. Yes. He has blonde hair. Yes. That's the only parallels you can possibly draw. I'm serious. It is not copying Johnny Bravo. It's not even a bad premise. I just don't like the fact that it's run so often on the network, especially considering it's kind of getting to be an older show when Cartoon Network doesn't really feel like showing any of its older shows. Cough, cough. One last thing I want to bring up, and this is a positive note so I can end it. Cartoon Network is actually bringing back their shows in DVD box set form, which is great. I know they've already had the Ed, Edd n Eddy DVDs out for a while, and the Powerpuff Girls did a complete series in a DVD box set, which is amazing if you're into Powerpuff Girls. But now they're starting to release things like Johnny Bravo, speaking of Johnny Bravo, on DVD in seasons, which is great. I'm glad they're finally doing that, and from what I've heard, there are rumors that the guy that used to run Cartoon Network is not running Cartoon Network anymore. So maybe Cartoon Network has hope. I know I've said things about how Cartoon Network's hopeless, but I'm kind of cautiously optimistic now. I'm glad that they're releasing the shows on DVD, and I'm glad that they have some older episodes online. So, yeah, I'll end it on that positive note. I'm Pie Guy Rules, and join me in Cartoon Network Rant 10, whenever that's going to be. So, Pie Guy Rules, out.